This old movie from 1999. Yeah. See, this is the problem I have with genres generally. Obviously, if one just thinks that genre, and this is the problem with the worst kind of movies. They sort of besmirch others in the same genre. Huh? And of course, within a genre, there's always better and worse. But you know, when you got some that are so bad and yet so commercially successful, one kind of expects everything else to be like them, just because they were commercially successful. So of course, naturally, um, other people would try to mimic them to also get similar results. Although the one I'm thinking of happened after this one, technically, so it doesn't quite work that way with regards to the space time continuum. Anyway, yeah, so I've just watched this the Limey movie. And of course, reading the synopsis, it was only a short sentence, so I thought, why not? I thought this was just going to be another testosterone infused, thing, yeah. That's the problem, of course. Now, sure enough, it's been praised by critics, etc. And the problem is that one does not know what one expects, really. Uh, when I go into these sort of movies, I I don't even expect to have my mind engaged, but somehow, I mean, it's not even labeled neo-noir, and yet it sort of is. Um, you know, sort of, I mean, Roger Ebert did reference a neo-noir, but, with regards to genres, here, it's only said to be, crime, drama, mystery. Of course, when it comes to crime drama, that's particularly neo-noir, but, neo-noirs do tend to be slightly more, thoughtful, I suppose, possibly. Yeah. Yeah, this is the problem. So, I mean, I love the editing, of course, um, and I love the music. Apparently composed by a former Red Hot Chili Pepper member. I actually haven't quite listened to much of those. I probably know a few. Haven't quite listened anyway much anyway, but I love the music, how it was used so atmospheric. Honestly, it has one of the best OSTs of a movie within this genre. That is, you know, this is the thing. Even just reading the plot doesn't quite tell you exactly how it will play out, how it's edited. It's amazingly edited. Um, but sure enough, I mean, it's mentioned, but yeah, whatever Sarah Fleck did is quite something. So I think this is the first movie I watched of hers that she edited. I think. Let me check. Yeah, she was nominated apparently by online film critics survey, but hadn't won somehow. And but about the editing, even the story was quite interesting. But why on earth wasn't it commercially successful? I'm assuming maybe because people were confused over the ending, etc. This is the problem with people. I mean, it's a slightly more subtle thing. Yeah, they was talking about time being bidden, and that's what he did, I suppose, also in this sense. I'm assuming it's because he also felt guilty because she began to, want to phone the police on people who do crime because of, him. And so, because of that guilt, he didn't just, it's a complex movie as opposed to, other these sort of movies where they do the deed and such. Now, when it comes to Wazir, it sort of was in a sense straightforward in that sense, but still it had a story at least. So as long as these sort of movies have a story, that's what I like really. Because otherwise, just one infused non-stop action is boring. Honestly, that's the problem. So, what on earth is wrong with people? There's something as absolute trash as the Fallen series, um, is so richly rewarded. The world is upside down. Complete trash is rewarded. And something that is actually interesting, like this, isn't. Isn't it great? Because this came out before those, but yeah, but so yeah. Anyway, I did like how it evolved. I liked how it happened. I like the cinematography. Obviously, the way it looks, everything. I like that it was thoughtful and emotive at the same time. Not many such movies do this. And I'm you know it's ultimately it's not a transcendental masterpiece or anything, but I certainly liked it much better than I like others of its kind. And it's a pity that others in the genre sort of besmirch, as I said, ruin the the, the, the sense, really, the sense for what a movie in the genre can do. And yeah, apparently I watched some other movies that she edited. Yeah, apparently only one though, just done in real life. Watched it long ago, so I don't really quite remember. Seems like I, on average, liked it though. I don't know. Otherwise, barely remember it at all. Rom-com apparently couldn't have been edited similarly then. This sort of editing really works well though for this sort of movie, and interesting to see if I ever encounter it again. I liked how it was. At first, it was confusing. Kept switching on, but in a way, it's interesting. Like it begins talking in the shower, and suddenly he's talking on a plane. Finishes saying the first sentence. Obviously, it's not quite realistic, but still interesting. As to what it does, it forms this atmosphere. It sort of showcases how disorganized minds can be, and so it is. So is the movie. It's a reflection. It's a mirror. So, in a sense, I like it for what it is and how it is, beyond what the narrative itself is about and such. But even just in music, along with how the story is established and such, it's all so interesting. Yeah, critically it's been well received. So on this front, at least, for once, I don't usually often agree with critics, but and there's one at this juncture I do, but somehow it was so commercially unsuccessful. Why? I don't get it. And there's so much worse out there somehow that is commercially successful. But anyway, I don't know what happened in '99. Who knows? Maybe people were just waiting until the turn of the millennium and just happened to forget to go to the cinema or something. I don't know. No one knows. No one knows. So yeah, it's brilliant. It was editing, music, everything. The narrative itself, though, pretty interesting as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I've never heard of this before, but I liked it for what it is and how it was really how it is, and interesting, really.